Hello students, welcome to the software engineering project management classes. We are studying about the unit 4 software constructions and testing we are studying. So last class we started the coding framework standards and now we continue with the review. So what is review? Reviews are to check the code only. Before we do the testing, we can do the checking the coding by ourselves or the team itself. So how we are following some going to follow some methods like a walkthrough, inspections, like that we're going to do it. So each method having the individual characteristics. So these methods are very useful, very cheaper method compared to the software testing methods we're going to follow. Okay, so it's not a software testing methodology, but before we do the formal testing methods, we can do this kind of the cheaper testing methods by our team itself. Okay, so that we can find the more defects. So lot of efforts we are spending for the software coding itself, so that codings and all we check properly before deliver. Otherwise, how much time, a lot of effort we are spending to the software, no, that and all will be wasted. Okay, so that we have to concentrate on the more seriously about the coding, what we developed the coding. So there techniques are there. So the diagram depicts the techniques. One is a desk checks and walkthroughs, code reviews, and final inspections. These are the four methods. Now to get the some quality standard of code, we have to follow this kind of the reviews. First one is the what is review we're going to study first. So these different kind of reviews are done at the different stages in the software code writing. So they serve as the different purpose. So while inspection provide the final stage, there only we are saying accept the software or reject the software. So like that, yeah, that walkthrough when we can do it, inspection when we do it. So every method, every styles having the specific solutions, so that we follow this method as per the situation. Okay. So first method desk checks. Desk checks is the otherwise called as the peer reviews. Here the employee, when we complete the software, we can go to do the software testing. Okay, so that we are going to do the review. So complete review of the source code is not important. Here the developer sends some small code. Okay, so from the whole software they developed some piece of software only they can pick it, and that software will be the code of lines will be or functions only will be sent to the particular team member of the next project developing team. So they send to there. So they are checking that particular functions, and they can give the suggestions to our the software developers, original software developers. So they can consider that suggestions, and based upon the suggestions, they can improve their code. So the developer reads those feedbacks and may decide the solutions, that is the suggestions we get it from the team testing teams, no, so that we can incorporate to the software, or we have to discard it. That is the original developer decision. Okay, so this form of review is totally voluntary. So voluntarily we are taking some piece of code and send it to the next team, and we'll get the suggestions, and suggestions will be accepted or not based upon the original developer idea only. Okay, his decision only. Second one is the walkthroughs. Walkthroughs is a formal coding review method. It should be initiated by the developer only. Okay, so the developer, like a previous method, the checks method, they send the particular piece of code to the next team. No, similarly here the developer sends the invitation to team members for walkthrough. So higher level officers or next team, some experienced team leader we will be called, and that people particularly come to our project, and they can test the particular functions, not whole project. They can do the testing on the some models. Okay, so at the meeting the developer presents his method of coding and walks through the piece of code. The team members then make suggestions for improvement of their project. Okay, So it depends upon the persons they giving the solution, no, decision, so that decision will be considered or not. That is depends upon the team members only. Okay, the original developer team members only. But we can get the idea from some experienced people. Okay, so from the other team. Now this is not relevant to our original developer team. So, but get it from the next team or from the company. The manager will be assigned that people to the project, so that will be incorporate their ideas to our project. So this is second idea, walkthrough. Third one is the code reviews. Code reviews are most formal method in the review. So here the project manager calls a meeting to review code that those who written the code. So that developer will be called for the meeting. At the meeting time, team members review the code and point out any code errors or defects or bugs are there, and logic error also they will be find. So then they will give the solutions or idea for to correcting the defects. An error log is also generated. What are the errors we already we have in this stage, and solution for that log also we recorded. The final one is the inspection. And that's a review inspection. Code inspections are the final review software code in which decision will be taken whether the software is accepted or not. So the piece of code will be inspected, or this time, this moment, we'll check the whole software, and we do the software building. Okay. So up to now we completed the review and coding framework also we completed. Now we go into the next stage, software construction, that is called the coding methods, or been called software constructions. So there several methods are there for coding methods, such as coding methods are structured coding method, automatic coding generation method, like that some coding generation method, oops method, object-oriented programming method, like that some construction methods are there. These are the coding methods. The first one is a structured programming method. The structured programming method, like we can consider a C program, so we can call also called always called as a structured program, right? So there functions are there. Some function written on everything we should be write by line, right? So section by section we have to write. Similarly, in the structured programming type, there we can write the particular functions properly. We have to write it, and suppose function calls are there now, that function call should be properly arranged, and the iterations also should be properly arranged. So that is called a structured programming. So that structured programming methodology we can follow. It is the first method. And second one is the OOPS concept. OOPS method. So object-oriented programming method. There, what are the programming methods of OOPS concepts are there? Encapsulation, polymorphism, inheritance. Using that method, we can that methods and all we incorporate to our project, and we can follow that kind of the programming methodology or coding methodology. So if we use the OOPS method, means there we can follow the classes, objects, everything we can consider as an object there, right? So collection of objects we can call as the classes. So the classes we should be right. Suppose inheritance which means the parent classes, child classes should be properly right, and the linking for the parent child class, base class, super classes, and also we have to properly design it. So this kind of the coding method we can follow. And next method is the automatic coding generation method. Automatic code generation method means there are several automatic code developers are coding methods are available nowadays. The AI also giving several tools are available. So this software code should be produce the good method. If it is any error bug means, then it's also affecting our project. Unfortunately, this is a dream. Several case and modeling tools generate software code. However, they are lacking in the sophistication. Additionally, they are incomplete. So many ERP software providers offer business analyst platform that create code when analysts customize the system. Most codes have several kinds of construction units, loops, if statements, database access. This and all should be properly designed. So automatic code generation in this methodology still we are developing. Because nowadays we getting the not a complete project we are not get through this automatic code generation. So still we are going to the following some agile technologies to produce this kind of the method. Then software reuse. Software reuse, we know the important of the reuse. So already on time use of the reuse, software means that will be useful for the future projects, depends upon the requirements. So similar kind of projects like a building software we produced for medical or in general stores means already we have the building software means just we have to do some modifications and enhance to the particular that applications like a medical or we are using the some general stores means just we can apply that, so reuse it. So time also reduce, not need to spend more time for the creating the new software. So this is a very primary technique and important technique. So procedural language reuse is achieved by creating specialized functions and utility libraries. They are called whenever specific logic is needed. So that is already like a C program, Java. We have already many header files are available. There itself we have the like math method we can take means there are several mathematical functions are there. The square root functions, some everything, many functions are there. So that way we need means just we can incorporate that header files to our program and we can make use of the functions. So this is the example for procedural level reuse. An object-oriented level also we can use it like a parents relationship. The classes containing both functions and data can be reused as just where we need to changes we have that place only we can do the changes. Otherwise we can take just a parent class only we can make use of it. Like this software reuse is we are using. So the software reuse other advantages, time reducing and cost also reduce through the use of software reuse. What's pair programming? Next method, pair programming. Pair programming means we can allow the two peoples to do the project at the same time. So what is the purpose of the pair programming? Here one person they can write the design part, another person they can do the testing parts. For example, just example only. Okay, well, one developer writes the code now, other developer they can design the navigation on the front end. They can develop, one person develop the back end, one person do the front end, but combinedly we can do like a team only, but only two persons we can allow. This is called the pair programming. So you hear this word many places we can hear this word pair programming, the pair testing, the pair programming hackathon, like the two people's commonly they can work and produce the project output. That is called the pair programming. So this developer they can take the times for coding and reviewing their work. One person coding means another person they can do the review it. The collaboration approach we can follow between the developers so that their both idea they can share it and produce the final fruitful outcome. Okay, so this is the pair programming. So what is pair programming? More than one users, that's it, two users at a time, two developers where we can allow them to do the project. Okay, that is called the pair programming. Next method, test driven development method. So this is the concept. This is also agile method only. So extreme programming technique, this one. So before developers start writing the source code, they can create the test cases. Okay, they can create the test cases and run their software. So several test cases we can have to write out. So for the suppose we develop this project means what are the things we need to achieve it, what are the outputs we can able to take it, everything we have to consolidate and we take our project should be solve this kind of the test cases. Okay, we can design the test case, that is you can consider test driven development. Once it is proved that the logic is perfect, because we solved all these test cases so that our logic is perfect, now we can allow the full source code to develop. Okay, so in this approach test drive software development, which is why it is appropriately we can call it as the test